Today's class will be all about slow movements, longer holds, and space. So I'm trying to not say too much during class today, not over-explain, and give you as much space as you need to just relax a little bit. We haven't done a slow flow class in a while, so I figured it'd be a nice time to revisit one. You'll need 2 blocks and a strap for today's class. Maybe take a second before we get going to throw in some good casual music and just create the atmosphere that you would like for your class today. Now we'll start on our backs. I'll see you there in a second. As you arrive on your back, have your strap nearby. And just find your way into any reclined position that makes most sense to you. As you arrive, maybe let the eyes blink softly closed. And just settle in for the next handful of breaths. Let the inhale and exhale begin to balance one another. And together take a full inhale breath through the nose. Open mouth, audibly exhale. If you're not there already, bring the soles of the feet to ground. Just point the knees up to the ceiling. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And then maybe just bring the left hand to the inner left thigh. And just gently move some pressure around. Release the left hand. Bring the sole of the left foot back to the mat. And with the left leg, just rotate the hip in and out a few times. Point the left knee back up to the ceiling. Grab your strap. Pull the left thigh towards the rib cage, lasso your left foot, and extend the leg up to the ceiling. You can hold the strap in both hands, maybe wrap the strap around both hands. Let the elbows be heavy towards the ground, if not completely on the ground. Right foot could stay where it is, or right leg could extend forward. Now with the resistance against the strap, rotate the left hip in and out. So it's like you're going clockwise a little bit, and then counterclockwise with the head of the femur bone in the left hip socket. It's not a very big movement. Begin to slow the movement down. Extend the right leg forward if it's not already. Bring both sides of the strap over into the right hand. Then roll to the outer right hip as you drop the left leg to the right.
Maybe reach the left arm to the left. Come back through center, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Remove the strap from the left foot, place it off to the side. Bend the right knee, land the right foot on the ground. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. So you can stay here, left hand to the inner thigh. You could lift the right knee to the right armpit for a reclined pigeon pose. Release the inner lace around the right leg if you haven't. Bring the right foot back to ground, left foot back to ground. For the moment, notice the difference between the two legs. Take a full inhale breath through the nose. Audibly exhale. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right hand maybe slides into the inner right thigh, just moving the pressure around a little bit. Release the right hand, bring the right foot to the ground. Now just moving through the right leg, drop the knee towards the side, then lift back to the center. Making this action happen through the hip joint. Lift the right knee back up to the ceiling. Pull the right thigh to the right rib cage. Grab your strap. Lasso the right foot with the strap. Then start to lift the heel up to the ceiling. You know the options from side number one. Keeping the right leg steady and static right now. And now starting that little clockwise and counterclockwise rotation through the right hip joint. Begin to decrease the movements. Extend the left leg forward if you haven't. Strap into the left hand. Extend the right arm to the right as you roll to the outer left tip. Right leg goes to the left side. Inhale, lift the right leg back to the ceiling. Remove the strap, place it off to the side. Bend the left knee, left foot to ground. Right ankle on top of left thigh. And again, same options on side number 2. If you'd like to start to move towards a recline pigeon variation, it's up to you. Release the interlace around the left leg if you have it. Bring the soles of both feet back to the mat. And again, maybe just notice the difference between the two legs right now. Together, take a full inhale breath through the nose. Open mouth, audibly exhale. Begin to hug the knees into the chest. Tuck the chin to the chest. Rock and roll in the back body. Until it brings you up to a seated position. The left leg can be wherever is most comfortable to you right now. Lift the right thigh towards the right rib cage. In some form or fashion, wrap around the front of the right shin. And just roll the right ankle around some. Now begin to wrap the arms or hands behind the right hamstring. Keep the thigh towards the rib cage a little bit. Extend the right leg and then rebend the right knee. Maybe try it with a flexed right foot, with a pointed right foot. Rebend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to ground. Right hand onto the right knee. Just direct the right knee out and back in a few times. Extend the right leg to the right for a half straddle. Again, the left leg can really be however you would like it for now. Grab your strap. Hook the strap around the right foot. Lock your hands down the strap as much or as little as you would like to. You can wrap the hands again with the strap or just hold on to the strap. Starting in an upright position. Try to keep the side bodies extended and just move the chest towards the right big toe any amount. Make sure you're scooting forward onto the sits bones as you go. Make sure you're listening to your hamstring, your glute attachment, the full back of the right leg and the back body as you're moving into this somewhat folded position right now. Begin to release the strap. Place the strap off to the side. Right knee can bend or place the right leg however is most comfortable to you right now. Lift the left thigh towards the left rib cage. Hands or arms will wrap around the front of the shin somehow. Lift the left foot and just roll out through the left ankle.
Wrap the hands or arms behind the left hamstring. Keep the thigh lifted. Bend and straighten the left leg. To some amount. Return the left foot to ground. Left hand to the left knee. Moving the knee out and then back in. Begin to half straddle the left leg to the left. Right leg can land, again, wherever is most comfortable for you. Grab your strap, hook it around the left foot. Sit upright first. Hands on the strap. And then sternum can move any amount closer towards the left foot. Doesn't even have to be that much before you start feeling flowing through the back of the left leg. Begin to release the strap from the left foot. Straddle both legs out. You can keep the strap, maybe just shake out the legs momentarily. And then with your strap, hook the strap around both feet. Situate it so that you can hold the strap ends in both hands. Again, I like to wrap the strap around the hands. If that means bringing the feet a little bit closer towards one another, that's totally fine. So you have more grip and more length in your hand. And again, like we were doing with the single leg straddle, begin to move the chest towards the center line of the feet this time, while again, continually adjusting onto the sits bones and breathing. Begin to release the strap from the feet. Place the strap off to the side, out of the way. Then find your way to tabletop position. However makes most sense for you to get there. When you arrive in tabletop, turn the fingers to face the side edges of the mat. Just shift side to side a few times. Keeping the hand placement, now shift forwards and backwards. Flip the backs of the hands to the mat, face fingers in. Keep the arms long, shift side to side. Then shift forwards and backwards. Set your hips back to your heels. Grab just one of your blocks for now. You can place your block at the highest height setting, somewhere near the front of the mat. The right hand will be on the block. You'll make sure that your right arm is long, so you might scoot your knees and shins back just a little bit. And on the exhale, you'll start to sit the hips back towards the heels. Maybe drop the head inside of the right arm towards the ground. You could shift onto the edge of the block and then back towards the full side a few times. Use your left hand to the ground underneath the left shoulder. On the inhale, start to lift the hips off of the heels. Now you can take the block, move it to the right of you, maybe in line with the knees or so. And then again, you'll drop the hips back towards the heels. Keep the right hand facing down. And then maybe move the forehead towards the ground a little bit. And again, same option, shifting on to the edge of the block and then the side of the block a few times. Left hand under left shoulder, inhale, rise. Move the block, highest height setting, towards the front of the mat. We'll switch to the left hand this time. So the left hand goes onto the block, arm is long. Drop the hips back towards the heels. Right hand on the right shoulder, inhale, lift. Pick up the block, move it to the left, towards the line of the left knee. And then again, hips towards heels. Drape the upper body forward, forehead towards the ground. Bring the right hand under the right shoulder. Inhale, rise. Bring your block with you, shift forward to tabletop. You'll place the block to the right of you. Right hand is on the ground. Left arm will thread under the right armpit. Left hand onto the block. You could keep the right hand on the ground. You could lower towards the right forearm any amount. Just try to keep the left arm long. Think about draping the left rib cage towards the ground. Maybe gaze towards the left hand as you reach through the left fingertips. And of course, breathe. Begin to press into the right hand to unthread the left arm. Place the block to the left side. Starting tabletop, right hand threads under, onto the block. Left hand can stay, could walk forward, left forearm could lower to the ground. But then again, draping the right ribcage down some amount as the right arm reaches through to the left and is elevated on the block.
Fasten the left hand, begin to unthread the right arm. Slide the block between the heels of your feet. It can be at any of the height settings, of course. Locate your other block as you sit your hips back towards the block between your feet. And bring your strap with you as well. We may as well have everything. So we'll start with some shoulder flossing with your strap in your hands. Arms are long, just going forwards and backwards. Bring the strap back in front of you. We'll start to the right, around the world. And the strap gets back in front, switch directions to the left. Release the strap off to the side, out of the way. Place your second block in your right hand. Palm is open. Extend the arm forward in front of you. Now you'll bend the right elbow out towards the right. The fingers will eventually point towards the right rib cage. You're sliding the block between your arm and the rib cage, keeping the palm facing open the whole time. When you get your block past your rib cage, reach the right arm behind you as much as possible. Maybe even think about lifting the right arm up a little bit more. Right elbow will bend out to the right, block comes just by the rib cage, and reach the right arm forward again. 3 more times like that. Elbow to right, past the rib cage, extend the arm backwards. Elbow to right, past the rib cage, extend forward, twice more. You can switch to the second side, same thing. Left elbow left, by the rib cage, extend back behind you. Elbow to the left, by the rib cage, bring it back forward. 3 more. When you finish, the second block can move off to the side, out of the way. You'll keep your hips elevated on your block. Start to extend the right leg forward in front of you. So the right knee is elevated here. You could keep a bend in the knee, or you could take your second block and slide it right under the knee pit for a little bit more support. Grab your strap. Lasso the right foot with the strap. Hands to the sides. And then again, shift forward on the sits bones. Think about moving the sternum any amount towards the right foot. Begin to release the strap from the right foot. Strap and go off to the side out of the way. Slide the block from underneath the right knee if you had it there. Bring the sole of the right foot towards the inner left thigh.
So again, a great place for the second block to go underneath the outer right knee, the outer right leg. Or of course, the leg could go towards the ground. Or it could hover if that feels okay with you as well. Now you'll start to walk the fingers forward, scooting towards the sits bones. You don't have to drape the chest down to the mat, thinking about reaching the sternum towards the front of the mat. Arms can keep you very elevated and upright here. Begin to walk the hands back towards the shins. Sit up. Bring the sole of the right foot to ground. Point the right knee up to the ceiling. Left arm can wrap around the right shin to some degree. Right fingertips could walk behind the back. Seated twist to the right. If you would like to slide the second block underneath the right hand, bringing the ground just that much closer to you. Always a nice addition for support. Begin to release the twist back through center. Return the right shin to the ground outside the block. Remove the left shin from the ground. Begin to extend the left leg forward in front of you. Option, block under the knee pit. Strap will go around the left foot. Shift forward to the sits bones as you start to move the chest towards the left foot. And remember, with all of these stretches, you're not winning awards for how deep you're going. If you go too deep, the award will be a very unpleasant impingement or injury that you probably don't want to deal with. So just, always keep that in mind. Begin to release the strap from the left foot. Move the strap off to the side, out of the way. Sole of the left foot towards the inner right thigh. Block to go outside of the left leg, supporting the leg again. Shifting the sits bones as you walk the hands forward. Moving the chest towards the front of the mat. Begin to walk the hands back towards the shin. Bring the sole of the left foot towards the ground, pointing the knee up. Right hand or right arm will come around the front of the left shin to some extent. Left hand slides behind the back. Seated twist to the left. Maybe use the block underneath the left hand. Exhale, release the twist back to center. Slide the left shin back to the mat. Take your second block, move it behind your feet. And you can continue to move the second block behind you as you start to lean the upper body back on the mat. As you inhale, begin to lift the upper body. Place the block behind you off to the side. Scoot forward to tabletop. Move the block that you've been sitting on off to the side. Bring the hands to the ground. And just shift the shoulders around the wrist a few times. Bring the blocks underneath both of your hands. Step the right foot outside of the right hand. Just moving into a lizard's lunge that we will hold for a period of time. So you can always adjust the blocks to different height settings, keep the hands, or lower the forearms to the blocks. There are plenty of variations in this pose that you can explore. And that's all up to you. About 10 to 15 more seconds here. Bring the hands back to the blocks if they're not there already. Find your way back through tabletop. You just take a moment to rock the hips here. And step the left foot outside the left hand for side number 2. And again, we'll be on the side for about a minute or so. Like 15 more seconds. Bring your hands back to your blocks. Slide the left shin back, tabletop position. With the hands elevated on the blocks, step the feet back to plank pose. Lift the knees off the ground. And we'll just hold for 10. 3, 2. Lower the knees back to mat. Slide the blocks off to the side, out of the way. Find your way onto your back.
Pull the right knee towards the outer right armpit, half happy baby pose. Left leg can do whatever feels most appropriate for you. Begin to release the right foot. Switch sides. Release the left foot. Locate your blocks. Bring your soles of feet together. Drop the knees out. Support the outer legs with the blocks. Stay, or begin to extend the legs forward and slide the blocks underneath the knee pits. Stay, or move to any final supported postures, resting poses, anything else that allows you to settle in.